What is up, guys? Welcome back to another scooter video. I'm gonna try my very first FLAIR invert. Today is another series of my Today I Learned series. It's been a while since I've actually learned a new trick and at least filmed it for you guys to see, so I'm incredibly excited. And if you guys know me, I love inverts. I love any tricks like turn downs, tuck my hands, any of those like extra special stylish tricks I really love. And I love flares. So to combine the two together, I'm incredibly excited to get this done. So I'm gonna do a couple more flares, get a couple more inverts, and then start walking you guys through the process of me trying my first FLAIR invert. Alright, now that I've got a couple flares out of the way, I'm nice and warmed up on my flares, I'm going to walk you through the process of me actually attempting my first FLAIR invert. Starting this out, I'm trying to decide if it'd be better for me to do a high flare or a really low flare. I feel like an extra high flare would be nice because I got that extra air time just to kind of hold on to that invert, but at the same time, there's a lot more possibility for things to go wrong. I think I'm going to try a flare a little bit lower than I normally would just so I can kind of do a real quick like jib at one. So I'm starting to get the idea of where I actually want to throw it. I believe when I go up and actually do my first flare and actually try to send it, I'm going to try to engage the flare first, and just like when you're doing it normally air to do an invert, you wait a second, then you toss it. So I believe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up, try to start the flare. Now the problem with me, when I do my flares, I heavily rely on my arms. So when I go up, I'm actually pulling up my arms and dipping my arms. So I'm not for sure what's going to happen as soon as I, instead of trying to dip my arms, go into a weird, like, side spin. I can foresee this being a little bit sketchy, but we're gonna do one more flare and then one more invert before I actually send one in the actual trick. I feel like I'm ready to send my first one. So this next attempt right here is gonna be my very first attempt at tossing the invert in the flare. After I attempt my first one, I'll come back and tell you guys what I'm thinking, how scared I am, and what's going through my head. Oh, okay. Not too bad. That was honestly not too hateful. I'm not too upset with how that turned out on the first go. Honestly, when I got to the cord pipe and I went to like attempt the first like turn of it, it came around, but of course it threw me off a little lopsided, so I landed a little butt heavy, so you can see my kind of turn a little bit funky, but honestly, that was pretty solid. So I feel like this trick might come relatively smoothly considering I've done flares for a while. I'm pretty comfortable doing flares, so let's get to attempt number 2. That's coming along. So honestly, it's feeling a little bit weird. While I'm going up and actually doing the flare, I'm going up and I'm kind of doing like this really weird like cross over my body, and like my knees are kind of getting stuck on the bars. So it's not really feeling like a real invert. But honestly, because I've never done one, I'm not sure it's actually gonna feel like a real invert regardless of how I do it. So we're gonna try to keep doing this and try to, what's up, puppy? Chance coming on to help me out with this FLAIR invert. But all right, so what this next one I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to actually get a click in here. Chance, think I can do it? No, oh no, come on. I'm gonna try it anyways and prove him wrong. It's weird, it's weird. So it doesn't feel like an invert at all. It feels like I'm just pulling my knees up and then pulling in like this. And that doesn't feel like an invert. Invert is really when I'm supposed to like get up like that. So it's kind of feeling really sketchy. But I'm just gonna keep pumping these out, so you guys are gonna get to see like 5 in a row, and then I'll come back and check in and tell you guys how I'm feeling. Pause for the cause. I just watched that last clip back of me doing the FLAIR invert, and I got my knee actually on the wrong side of the bar. So on these next couple ones I do, I'm gonna really try to correct. I believe it was this knee right here needs to get on the inside of the bars. If I slow-mo back the clip that I just did of the FLAIR invert, you can see that my knee, I'll put an arrow on it, it's not on the inside of the bars. It needs to be on the inside. So it's almost like, in order to click it, I have to get on the inside because I don't really want to do a weird invert like that. So on this next one, I'm going to really focus on trying to get the knee on the inside and actually get the invert over my shoulder like a normal proper invert should be. Oh, okay, that one actually felt really, really close. So I'm going to do 3 more and see if I can actually click that anymore. That one felt really good. Oh, that was scary. Got caught in my shirt on that one. I didn't like that. Nope. All right, one more attempt at a solid one. It feels like an invert, but I think in reality what I'm doing is, while I'm going up for the invert, my knee's going on the outside of the bars, and I'm kind of doing like a weird thing like this, which is not an invert. So I gotta overcome this, and I'm gonna watch the clip back, because a huge part to when I learn these tricks is actually filming them. So not only are you guys benefiting by seeing me kind of learn a new trick, I also benefit because I gotta watch these clips back and see how I can perfect my tricks. Same with like a big trick like 540 flares. I spend so much time watching my own footage back to get that trick dialed in to where I am today. So just something you guys can do. I know a lot of you guys like to film your part or film your tricks, so that's a huge thing you guys can continue to do to progress your skill. But let's watch this back and see how I can fix this. All right, watching that clip back right now, it's kind of gonna be like a voiceover. So I'm going up. As you can see, my knee is not on the side of the bar. It should be on, it's on the wrong side. So I need to fix that in order to actually click the invert into where it needs to be. We're gonna get there. I gotta figure this one out. I'm gonna do a couple more inverts just as a warm up to like really get it into my head. It's just like with any trick, I like to do the core trick first, then move on to actually doing the trick in its whole. So let's knock this out, and I'm gonna land this today. I'm always really confident when it comes to landing new tricks, because if you're not confident, it's gonna get you hurt. So you gotta make sure that you're confident in doing it, but don't be overconfident. You know, you never wanna be overconfident. Just find that balance. If you know you're not gonna land it, call it, and but just come out and do it another day. No need to hurt yourself. But I feel like I'm gonna do this today, so I'm gonna continue pushing through, and it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna say it'll be within the next 10 flare inverts. I'm gonna get an actual clicked one. So the reason I'm warming up with some small baby inverts is because that's how quick it's gonna be when I actually do in the flare. So I'm trying to prepare, get that agility down with the flare invert. So let's get it right now. Let's get back to the attempts. Ah, so close. It feels so much like a flare invert. It's tripping my brain out, but it's not. Dang, it's close. After watching those back, I honestly don't know how much closer I can get to this without actually full on sticking it and landing it, because I need to get that knee a little bit more inside the bar. Once I do that, I really can't not land this trick. It's like right there. We're gonna get it within the next 3 tries. I can promise you that. We're gonna pull it. It's just really just a brain game for me now to actually send it. It's gonna happen right now. Ah, it's close. Oh, that felt better. Honestly, I got my knee on the right side of the bar. It wasn't as clipped as my other ones, but I got my knee on the inside, which is important. So that was progression. I think this next one's gonna be promising. Quick interjection I want to make in the video right now. I just realized what I'm doing wrong. Actually, if I tilt my knee on the inside of the bar while I'm going up through the flare, it forces me to get on the outside. So quick tip. Oh, there we go. It's feeling a lot better. All I did was I told myself for the actual flare part, I told myself, let's take off a little bit more straight back instead of forcing the 180 a little bit too early. So if I take off a little more straight back, it gives me time to click it. And that was pretty good. I'm gonna have to check that tape back and see how it looked. That was totally a flare invert. I actually got my knee on the right side of the bars, got the invert up to my shoulder. I'm pretty stoked with that because I just landed my first flare invert within like 20 minutes. That honestly did not take that long at all. But I want your guys' opinion. Was that a full flare invert? Go comment down in the comment section below and let me know, because I always like criticism, positive criticism, negative criticism. Let me know. All I do is I just get better off of it. So let me know what you guys think, if that was an actual flare invert, down in the comments below. I'm gonna get a couple more. I'm gonna try to get another angle from right over here so you guys can like really like see if it was an actual invert or not. But I'm stoked. I always love landing new tricks, and I love sharing it with you guys because you guys get to see my enjoyment while I'm learning new tricks, and maybe it gives you some inspiration to actually try some new tricks. That's always my favorite part of the day. So let's get a couple more for you guys at different couple angles. That is totally a flare invert. I'm stoked. I got my knee on the right side of the bar, got it turned up. Oh, I'm stoked. My heart always pumps at the end of these videos because I'm so amped on actually landing the new trick. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a comment of some tricks that you guys want to see me learn in the future, and I will try to get them done for you guys and for myself, of course. But that's going to be the end of today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.